Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
A rainy day on Sunday morning, reaching me deeply hit my soul, watching fall from my window. A rainy day on Sunday morning, reflecting the inside of my mind. All the time I just lay down, can't get out of bed. Told myself I'd be up earlier, it's 12 p.m. Early in the afternoon, overcast clouds cover the sun, a metaphor of what's to come, or what's been done, or what is now. I look around, can't face myself, but that's alright. I'll deal with it later. Can't step out for now. It's the weather. Blame the weather. A rainy day on Sunday morning, reaching me deeply hit my soul. Watch it fall from my window. A rainy day on Sunday morning, reflecting the inside of my mind. And I blame my pride. Yeah. There's a young showdown in the broad day. Ever felt that pain that is numbing? Where you wanna be free but can't escape. Just so far gone from the right way. Don't know what I go through. But right outside there's a clear view. An open sky begins to cry. Pour down, let out my life inside. I don't even cry. Don't even think of why. Don't think that I can try. No, I can't step out for now. It's the weather. Blame the weather. A rainy day on Sunday morning, reaching me deeply hit my soul. Watch it fall from my window. A rainy day on Sunday morning, reflecting the inside of my mind all the time.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za.
We are in studio with Mr. Soetre.
Hello.
Did you ever go see Matwetwe?
I haven't.
I saw you.
I wasn't available.
A whole Limpopo person didn't go and see Matwetwe. And he's so Praetorian. He likes to push this Pretoria things.
I'm disappointed in myself.
I'm very disappointed in you. Have you seen a trailer at least? Did you
I
see the
have.
It looks amazing.
It is amazing.
I won't lie, I haven't seen it myself, so I shouldn't judge.
Oh,
I won't
I'll
judge
get you.
So what Matwetwe is a movie that's directed by Kagiso Didiga. He's the director, writer, and producer of the movie. Matwetwe got 900,000 in box office on its first 3 days and is now over 400 million in box office. That's a lot. It's like 4 million, and it's been in 40 cinemas. So yeah, that's what Matwetwe is. And Soli is, well, he resides in Pretoria from Limpopo and he has not watched the movie. When last were you home, Soli?
When last was
Yeah,
that?
go Poland.
January.
Asikhalu, ne? Not bad. How was it?
It was amazing. Refreshing.
I know that's your vibe.
Yeah.
Are you ever going to move back there for life?
Nope. I'm just gonna be all around these places.
You're everywhere.
That's me.
No, so you must go home. Who did you leave at home? Grandparents?
There's no one at the moment because like Robbie moved. He's like done with school, like with high school, so he's living with me now.
He lives Kotembisalwen. So there's like no one. It's an empty house.
Yeah, there's no one. So we just go visiting it during the holidays.
Le chakela mang he.
The house.
You're joking. Razotin bricks. And then what do you do when you get there? The bricks.
Be burned by the sun.
Yeah.
Just watch the animals and.
Oh, there's animals there, like livestock.
Yeah. I don't have livestock, but there is.
Magadi a ka iso. One saka ing.
I don't know who's gonna take care of them. Just brought them in my pocket.
And the house is dusty when you get there, ne?
The what?
The house, it's dusty.
I'm pretty sure it is, but then there'll be some people to take care of it. So yeah.
Sorry, but you said there's no one by the house.
When it comes to home, right? Everybody is your family in a way. So they can come to the house and then clean. So I think that's the ups of being a village boy.
Yes.
Takes a village to raise a child. That's what
Poet, does it really? Good morning, guys. You're in studio in the Queen's Fortress with Yamoria. We're chilling with Sowetri Soli Ramatsui. No, Yes. that's the wrong order. Soli, Mr. Sowetri Ramatsui.
God.
Yes. So Soli was born in 1994 and he's a writer from Pollen, which is a village in Limpopo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a village in Limpopo. Soli, we met him in CSP, the CSP program. So he's a CSP alumni. Rikopa the certificates, CSP.
I want to show people.
Exactly. Wait to put him in something. We worked hard. Those workshops were a lot. Like, we worked hard, guys. We worked very hard. He's also an alumni from Zanzi Poetry Academy, which is something we attended with him. So those are just programs that grow your writing, that grow you as an artist.
They
I think
did.
we learned a lot. Without CSP, I mean,
Yeah, we
whack.
did.
Or very whack. And he's currently in the Wooden Sound Poetry League.
Yeah.
You came out, what, third?
Yeah, I came out third last season.
Came out third last
How was
season.
it?
Challenging, nervous, and it was motivating in a way that I was able to challenge myself in a bigger stage. So yeah, it wasn't that bad.
How was the crowd? Did they like you?
I'd like to believe so.
You'd like to believe so.
They say they do, so I'll just take their word for it.
Soli is also nominated for Best
Best
Poem.
newcomer, yeah.
Best newcomer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, tell us about that.
So
Which
yeah,
poem is it?
I think they're just doing it in general kind of way.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, so I'm waiting for the announcement like next. No, wait, we're on Monday, right? Oh, this Saturday. So this Saturday
I'm
is
so
the word
sad
and
that I
sound.
can't be there. Like, my heart is breaking.
You should be.
I'm working. Like, we need to get this money. I can't be broke.
You need it loan.
I need to work.
Yeah.
We're working at that Ultra Festival thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I'm
Yes.
missing out on things.
Don't worry. We will
I'm
treat
missing
you.
out on things. And I voted for you. Like, every hour I was there. Like,
Don't worry.
I was
Grouping.
there. Hard.
You must.
Grouping hard.
If not, yeah, guys.
Why did they close the voting line so early?
I think they wanted to open for the Perfect Poem Award, the Best Showcase, and the others.
Oh, so they're not open all at the same time.
I
Yeah.
thought they were open all at the same time.
No, they just.
And we
started
told
with-
Masai voting is closed. I think we lied.
Yeah, because he's nominated for the Perfect Poem Award.
What does perfect poem even mean?
Well, there was this thing that said there's nothing, there's no such as a perfect poem, but then
Honestly.
working hard and trying to get there, I think that deserves the title of being the perfect poem. So they took like outstanding performances, not really performances, but the poems itself. I was longlisted, but I couldn't get to the short list.
Next year we're all up on the short list. Is there such a thing? All right,
Yeah.
guys, we are chilling in studio with Mr. Sowetri. You can catch us on our WhatsApp line to join in on the conversation. That's 083-716-0116. And as we said, we're trying to play local music on our show.
local,
80% local music. So send us your music to pickmeuppoetry@gmail.com and we could play you on our show and have you in and interview and things. We are now going to go into a track which is Sunset Gospel by Ngwato. This is Pick Me Up Radio.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
This one's explosive.
brandlive.co.za.
Lunatic, 'cause I do what I want, and I get what I want when I want it.
You know life can be so
brandlive.co.za. Harnessing the power of talk radio. brandlive.co.za.
TTP Hip Hop Sessions. Lubumbashi MTL and Josie Connection. What you know about rocks in a short glass? Matured scotch over old jazz. Neck pop with the gold tag. Show tops with velour tracks. In the spot, no class. What you know about slugs being broke? To having money, stocks in a boat shack. From the start with the notepad to the top of the wolf pack. Never stop making those stacks. Gifted kids in a broken market. Shifting figs on the chosen target. Wherever we go, we just open office. Deep in the belly of the road to top it. What you know about bags? Wristwatch, give them no chance. Big rush, bring the back. Take shots, never hold back. The whole squad on the low brag. What you know about truth in the slow drag? Coconut cushion, a soul pack. Obsidian coupe with the chrome mags. Just kidding, the food's coming all black.
The lost, not found. We all finding the same thing. I swim, I drown. We all fighting the same ring. And it feels so right when we fly in the same thing. Riding the same wave down, 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 down.
What you know about bands in the strip club? Keep the bands on the strip park. Private dance from a thick butt. Soft hands with the big jugs. Understands what the G love. What you know about gangs in the mix up? Keep the grams in the ziploc. Jean pants got the piece tucked. Banks for the click plus. The whole clan on the strict buzz. Gifted kids in a broken market. Shifting figs on the chosen target. Wherever we go, we just open office. Deep in the belly of the road to top it. What you know about bricks at wholesale? Duffel trips down the coast sail. How the tits go to work scale. Rubber grips keep the straight. Fly the zips down the whole scale. What you know about VS Opal? The gleam on the yak from the gold chain. Whole team in the back and they all pay. Supreme clientele with the ghost face.
The lost, not found. We all finding the same thing. I swim, I drown. We all fighting the same ring. And it feels so right when we fly in the same thing. Riding the same wave down, 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 down.
What you know about the three-part nexus? TTP presents Hip Hop Sessions. Volume 3 and the got traction. OGs with the stick-up action. What you know about B-boy graphing? 3 stripes, the feet rock dragons. Puma Suede and mid-chucks active. Cortez and the Reebok classic. Gifted kids in a broken market. Shifting figs on the chosen target. Wherever we go, we just open office. Deep in the belly of the road to top it. Yeah, point blank. The one and only Keegan Brooks for the 1A. That's that shit. Yo, Catacomb, take us home. We out this bitch.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. brandlive.co.za.
It is midday. Our leaves fold themselves into fists to fight the heat, and beneath our branched bronchioles, light and shade share a pair of lungs. We inhale violent winds. The quivers on our fingers are hiding memories that choke in history books. So we dance before closed libraries with open wounds, like throats that clashes on our voices like a dagger in hand. There's a sword fight within us. Blood turning fists into iron. We're a ground that cannot be stilled during war in our lungs. Our fists forces ideas into places our voices could have reached. We don't dance. We are blown by the breath of our delinquent spine and schoolmates sneezing on our light shoulders and unintentionally blowing our fists into dancing on another brother's face. Other suns heated, hatred folds our fists into drying, and we punch in the wind, sometimes in a face. We are a full moon and waves swallowing sand castles and leaving scars wet at rainy battlefields. Our arms, as rangers drawing blood out of our loved ones. the kind of medicine taught on the streets with anger as a diploma, signed by the pubic hair on a straight-lined genitals. We collapse the walls with our houses. We are men made of storms. We are storms blaming the wind when we find sand in our mouths. We spit it out when it is too late. When we have lost our teeth to silence and now our hands works to feed the mouths we swallowed sometimes, being too late to hug our brothers to say we are sorry, because some ears are punched to a point of no hearing. And we know that mothers too have been farmers of our arms and rage. They too have beat our tears out of us, breaking us with syllables that failed to mend broken boys, and broken things never know how to hold water within them. They always run dry, looking for our own tears in other people's eyes. When will we find reason to fight other than being blown into punches and punching? For loose arms are not safe when hanging on a black boy's body. We are a beginning still trying to find its tail. By brushing off everyone crying on our burning shoulders, we still haven't found ourselves. We find ourselves under the sun, with fists folded into poisonous flowers and tears that have run dry.
What the fuck? What the actual?
Jesus
You make
Christ.
me tired. you genuinely make me tired.
Alright, so what's the title of the poem?
It's called Blown.
Blown.
Yeah.
Can you speak to us about that? You spoke about swords within us. You spoke about battlefields, crying.
Broken boys.
You know, a lot of things is about being broken. So what is the poem about? What are
So-
you feeling when you're writing it?
I sometimes feel like, I don't know if it's hereditary or it's in our blood, that there's violence boiling within us. Even me personally, y'all would think that maybe I am as calm as that. but
Sully
then-
is the nicest human being I know. I've never seen him mad, not once.
When you say us, do you mean black people? Do you mean men? Do you mean humans?
Yeah, like actually men, because
Black men specifically?
yeah, specifically black men. Speaking even from my side, because there's sometimes I know that I'm brewing with violence, and just that, fortunately, just never gets to get out most of the time.
Is that fortunate, Sully?
Sometimes I think it is. I think it is, and that scares me sometimes. I won't lie.
It should.
At least I don't snap. I'm wondering what I would do if I snap.
Not yet.
Not
Do you
yet.
want to speak to us about what you think this, like, what causes this anger in a black man, like the rage? What is it?
I think it is taught in a way like
By who?
somehow, like I would say society, but then it's by how things are supposed to be and how things are normal. Like you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. A man should be strong and his strength should be used to fight. And then we see all those, that strength usually when it comes to men, it's portrayed by fighting and being able to dominate the other human being, and which is really a bad thing.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, it's usually carried to the other generation so far. And I don't know, I hope we'll get to a point where strength, even like our physique, can be used in another way than
Yeah.
just having to blow it on someone's face.
You know, I've always asked myself, like, when I listen to your poetry, there's always common themes like fire, burning. You speak about home a lot. You speak about your mother, your grandmother. Like, where does that all come from? All these flames and humans and stuff.
So I grew up in a village, right?
Yeah.
Village boy.
So we used to make fire.
Riding
So I
sheep.
have. No,
And counting eggs in the morning?
I didn't get to do that, unfortunately.
What kind of village boy are you, Sodi?
No, look, I didn't was taking the cars to the crowd. I didn't do that, but there's a part that I did, like hunting, setting traps for animals,
Shout
like
out.
that kind of
That
thing.
is so badass.
Yeah, I know. And then like some people don't even believe me when I tell them. Could even still do the traps even now.
Are you a mama's boy?
No, my little brother
then
is.
Why is your mother always showing up in all these poems? Sodi?
She loves me.
You
She
are
has
a
to.
mama's boy.
I
All
feel
baby
like-
boys are mama's boy.
No,
That's your every
that
single
thing
one
of people
of you
saying
guys.
"Bomma, bomma."
Ke lena vele, o bone, that joke, ba re, what's ke maswabi a ka o rekela present ya Valentine's, bo mana ba swere karata ya ka ya banka. Le jwalo vele.
No, you guys are
Njalo.
exaggerating.
You guys are though.
But no, I wouldn't say we are.
Your wife is gonna be stressed.
No, she doesn't.
Okay,
I'll,
alright.
I'll call you guys as soon as I get married. I'm like, are you stressed? She'll get to answer y'all.
and I'll be waiting for that call. Alright, so we're gonna play a game with Soli. It's called Prose to Poetry. This is one of the games that we played at CSP.
Are you ready?
So what prose is, right? So prose is just your basic English. But it's your basic English sounding like all polished and clean. Like you try and make your prose as sharp as possible. And what poetry is obviously adding color and decorations to all the words that you have, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is that we're going to give Soli a prose. And Soli is going to turn that prose into a poetry. All right, so here's your piece of paper. Those are the prose, right?
You can pick.
So you can
first
pick which one you want to do first.
Yeah.
Have you selected 1, 2, or 3?
He looks so stressed. Oh my god.
I am. It's like you can see right through me.
Okay. I think the second one was the easiest in my head. Okay,
we
Mfumo,
picking
read out the
3?
prose.
Okay, let's say the third one.
Read
The
it out.
third one. So prose number 3 is: thirst is always more bearable when you are comforted by the knowledge of a running tap at home. And Soli is going to turn that into a poem. Yes, poetry. The floor is yours.
It is mine. There are times when you don't know yourself. It is not easy to come back to a body that you don't feel like you own. That you feel like someone misplaced your spirit in another rock. That you were thrown on Goliath's head and he managed to crush you with his skull. Amen.
You see now, guys, Soli is magic.
He is.
Soli
Like,
is
how did
magic.
you even get that take on the thirst?
We're talking about taps turned into skulls. Like everything is happening. So.
Your poets are dangerous. Your poets are very dangerous.
Do you want to bless us with another poem, Poetry?
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Can do that. Okay, I'm gonna do one of the poems that takes me back home. It's called How It Took a Village to Raise a Storm.
I think I know this one.
Yeah.
We definitely know
I think
this
I
one.
know this one. Groupies out here, Soli.
Hard.
A whirlwind walks towards Malapile's home's dusty yard, and he watches from the mouth of his mother's kitchen, ready to turn it away. He has been taught how to point at hearts of whirlwinds to signal his family's unwelcoming of unclean air. The whirlwind would then unclothe and grains, then wears dust as organs as it spin walks to the neighbors. The neighbors too would chase the whirlwind further from where could have been his home. And the young storm does the same with the neighbors' dust. Collects. In this village, boys are told to go play with their neighbors. In this village, boys are told to play with their other neighbors. Now this would happen until there are enough barefooted boys to carry dust from their homes into the yards, and as they play, dust would grow as high as above their heads. Dust on their skin, their hair turning brown, their broom-like feet dusting off playgrounds, dust on their shirts and accompanying them to their mother's scolding, and dust left hanging on air. See, this happened each and every time he broke things at home. Grandmother's guest plates, her saucers, and more things made of bone ash. He broke them all before learning how to break other boys' bones. Now he is a whirlwind in his grandmother's eyes, wearing the village's dust and running into wars for fun. See, it took me 24 years to know the identity of this dust. It is a lesson on how to break away from home, how to break the smaller boy away from his home, how the smaller boy breaks in tears until the dust in his eyes becomes mud, how mud holds in his crying, how mud builds a heart in his eyes, how the heart in his eyes whispers a warning, how the heart in his eyes is a symbol for his heart being away from home but closer to clenched fists, how nothing but anger grows in his eyes, how his eyes are open doors to staying at home but he's always told to go outside to grow. See, this dust is a boy making his father's house dusty. How his father's belt is the only hand that cares to whip and remove the dust off his skin. This dust is Mashilu and Moraga in a clean classroom. It's them dusting each other's faces with fists. It's them making the classroom dirty with blood. It's others cheering about who kept the other one more clean, this dust. It's every boy wanting to be more dust. It's violently breathing out until angry exhales storm out like the whirlwinds we chase away from our homes.
I saw it, you know, we are tired. Sorry for cutting you short, but we are tired. Tell us about this poem, please.
So, if you guys didn't know, so in the villages, when a whirlwind comes, they say that you should point to it and then it will go the other direction. So that's actually how it started. So I used that as the whole theme of it. And
have you tested this theory? Have you pointed at a whirlwind?
Yeah, I have.
Did it go the other way?
I think it did. And if it doesn't, I move to the other way and then go like...
It was moving in the other direction, then wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so continue your story.
So how it happened is that we would just do that, and since like their houses, like their neighbors, the whirlwind would obviously move to the other one and it would just pass until we can't even see it. So I used that as us chasing boys away from home, because where I'm from, boys always play outside, like and then like that's how
that's all you guys eat.
So that's how it actually started. So I used all that and then I took it back home and then I did that.
How do you link these ideas? Like, do they come to you in dreams or?
They say a poet should never ask another poet where their poems come from, because they themselves do not know. Where do your poems come from?
Okay, but what if Soli knows?
What if Soli knows? Soli doesn't know. Soli, where do your poems come from?
It depends on which poem.
Thank you.
No,
Soli is the first poet with an answer.
It depends. Sometimes it just starts as little as like when you're just looking at a chair and then you see like a web of dust, and then, or maybe spider web, and then you just go like, oh, I see a poem there. Sometimes
so it's
like
things
that.
You see with your eyes sometimes.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with haiku, so even though I haven't gotten to write like, so I use the elements of haiku.
Mamba, right?
When is the Mamba being published, Vele?
I'm not sure if the first submissions have been closed. So they're usually like January, February. Yeah.
I have to flex. I got 2 of my poems up in that book, so I did.
Yo.
Shine, guys.
We apologize for the last song that played. That was not Ngwato. That was Point Blank and Catacomb featuring Keegan Brooks, and it was titled Down. Now we're gonna play War Boys by Nina.
Yeah, pretty good. 8180. Yeah, hey. I wanna rain like Caesar, yeah. She my poison like ether. Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina, yeah. She don't wanna fuck, that's a no-go. She don't wanna suck me either. Trippin', chillin' with a bad bitch Nina. Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina.
Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina. Nah, want a superwoman like Alicia. Yeah. Got the keys to the Beamer.
Fuck that, spinning my Ford Cortina. Now they call me Vin Diesel.
Only the brave, we must behave. Fuck what they say.
No time for games, we ain't the same. Reaching for fame.
Don't pass the blame, your niggas lame.
But anyways, Nina's a flame. Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina. Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina. Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina. Diamonds glisten, skateboard P. You and then I don't skate with me. Bad bitch and some Hennessy. Yeah, it's AD. OG with the baddies, they all call me daddy. Naughty when they call me, I ain't fucking with the fatties. They grannies with the panties, like nappies. On the gram, that's a catfish, not a bad bitch. Going ham, I'm a savage. No chill on the beat, I'm heat, that's damage. You know a couple lady friends, they baddies with no panties, just asthmatics. When I pump them with the D, couple ass tactics. Ass bounce when I smack it, no chick, I just cash that. Drop by and I gas it. You fuck with my click, I already got a casket to put you 6 feet under. Yeah, I'm the thunder top dog, call me bald. They know I'm a demon, but they cannot kill me with the clout. And your bitch thinks I am a lover, and you think that we friends. Can't you see we fucking undercover? I always wear rubber, ain't trusting these bitches. Don't want no baby mama, you'll only beat me when I'm resting in my slumber. Yeah. Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina. Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina. Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina.
Chillin' with a bad bitch Nina.
Yeah.
Drop top, low Beamer. Fucking your bitch, she scream, yeah. Logo in the box, Netflix, no premiere. Beyond the T,
What's that?
that's borders.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want Alicia. At the same time, fucking on Keisha. Mom's calling, who's that Venetia?
Yo, bro. Your mom's calling. Hurry up. Chilling with the bad bitch Nina. 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 Chilling with the bad bitch Nina.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Brandlive.co.za is thought leadership radio. It's a new way to communicate your brand, your value, and what we think about your industry. Be a leader, be a voice, and we will help you shape your industry. Our radio platform is for thought leaders who want to share insights, businesses who want to create value for their databases, organizations who want to control their message, for those that drive change. Make your brand come alive on brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of talk radio.
Brandlive.co.za.
Welcome back. You're tuned into the Queen's Fortress with Yamoria. In studio, you were here with Soli Ramatwi. So Soli, you have a show coming up in May.
Oh yeah.
We're coming to Stoke, man. What's it called? Do you have like a name for your little set and all that?
Let me just leak this. Maybe Tutukani won't kill me.
An
but
exclusive.
It's so me and Tutukani are having a show. We're gonna call it A Ballad for Broken Boys.
Why are you all you boys?
You're all broken.
You're all broken.
I'm so excited. No, please don't leak anymore.
I'm not.
Do not.
Just the name is enough.
Okay, will there be collaborations?
Obviously, I think.
Obviously,
You
I think.
think?
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
so I'm
that's-
giving it and then taking back.
You're rude.
So where can your fans find you? Social media handles, any performances any sooner than May, etc., etc.
So for social media, Soli Mr. Soetri Ramatsui
Hey,
on Facebook.
And what are you on Twitter, Instagram?
And then add Soetri_SA for both Instagram and Twitter. And for performances, the showcase coming up on May, on the first Saturday of May. And there's also, I'm going to be at Word and Sound. I'm going to slam. Word and
Again?
Sound this Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
You fear nothing.
I was in the top
eh?
5 last month.
You
so,
fear nothing.
yeah,
Are you okay? If you are in top 5, can you come back and try to get the number 1 spot, or is it a for fun
yeah,
thing?
you can come back as much as you want. So me and Masai had this thing that I wasn't gonna come back, and Masai called me. He's like, we were shouting Pretoria's name last year because we were like, oh,
destroyed us.
Pretoria,
That was all of you
Pretoria.
guys, and you
Yeah.
were all men.
Yeah, we were
How
all
disappointing.
Pretoria men. I
How
know.
disappointing.
So now me and Masai were like, we're gonna shout Limpopo. So
Ah,
like
no,
we're like coming
no.
back for that.
We're not part of that squad.
You can shout Limpopo when you go and watch Matwetwe. After
Yeah.
that,
After that, it's a wrap. You can do that. So.
Okay.
All right,
I'll take
that's Mr. Soetri, guys. You
One
heard
more
that on
person.
Facebook. It's Soetri, Mr. Soetri Ramatsui, and on Twitter and Instagram, it's Soetri_SA. Mr. Soetri is gonna lead us out with a poem. Thank you, sir. The floor is yours.
I took a deep, clean breath to search every passage in my lungs. I took out all that my breath found within this chest, then put it a few millimeters away from my mouth. All of this to see if I can recognize the color of my breathing. But instead, I found an old spiderweb finding balance in my exhale. I found fine dust saying that someone has been walking these dusty webs. I think my former lover left with a spider instead of a part of me. I remember telling her that she's my breath. But who has been living in my lungs without my knowledge? I am my old house's out of reach corner. I'm tangled with a dirty web where I balance my breath. I'm a clean home to the toxic beings. I'm a home to the daddy long leg spiders. I'm a lonely part of a home where daddy's long legs rarely reaches. I was mother's side, and she used to greet me with her feather duster. I'm now assumed to be old enough to dust myself, but I'm a corner. I have no hands to work on myself with. All I have is this breathing.
Thank you so much. So
Thank you for having me.
You guys, our next guest gives me all these vibes, right? She's just got like this energy, like her third eye is probably on her face somewhere, but we can't see it. And she just, she's got the vibes. So I'm gonna play a song that reminds me of her. It's Ocean featuring Tina Apex, and it's called Gods.
He says that he's a God because he can see the God in me, God in we. Power in collective work and responsibility. A higher order, stand on the shoulders of our mother, father, sons, and daughters. And he's teaching me prophecies, how to claim my property, reclaiming what was stolen and rebuilding what was broken. No apologies. I'm restoring the hope and blessing the Pope and cutting these ropes for my people. Believing that we're free, believing that we can be anything that we want to be. If our eyes are opening and we heal the hurt within, remembering that I know I can be what I want to be. And if I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. I'll be where I want to be, and I know I can manifest my own destiny and bring forward the best of me, the best of me, the God that is blessing me.
He said we manifested God through supreme calculations. He taught me life is computation, and I feel vibrations when I'm playing in his dread. Wisdom mixed with knowledge with my fingers in his head. And his 9 is summer and my 9 is spring. He wears the ankh around his neck because he is a king. See, the ankh is a cipher in 2 sevens. A wise God in full circle, that's ascension. His love is a blessing, protecting me from misconception. Taught me never should I question my worth on this earth as a queen, not just a human being, a breathing girl who's given seeing a reflection of Almighty presence and an essence. My light is fluorescent, my moon is a crescent. Yes, he reciprocates the energy I give. Reminds me of the purpose that I hope to preach and live. I know I can be what I wanna be, and if I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. And I know we will lead the insurrection, affecting like Monday collections. God is introspection.
I know I can know. You don't have to tell me, still give thanks for which made me see. It inspires me. Momentary forward, 1, 2, 3. Must to know myself, know I got wealth. Anything I do, I get it from it for self. Free my mind, find my culture, play with what's dealt, so you can find hell if you want to, but I wish you well. Where you go, that's my nature, believe it or no. Doesn't change the past to the present of the past. Must simply work on being exact. What you know's a fact, what you don't mean to lack. So simply work on being exact. It's all in the ability to accept that. Act or react true to all that. I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I know I can, 'cause it was instilled in me. I walk with G, no industry, more than possibility. And if real, recognize real, and I feel some sort of connection, connecting me to you, the blue to me. Perhaps this part of you that's mirroring my higher self. The depths within my spirit, those knee deeper than the Dead Sea, where life still exists. The beginning of these lives that we live, here in the center of self. God that is wealth, born with the knowledge and wisdom and strength and the courage of health. Because the body is a temple of Inyame, son, one with the mother who brings the day. So she knows when it is daybreak, but she lays paved ways and waits for the announcement to be made.
station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
1-0. This one's explosive.
brandlive.co.za.
Lunatic, 'cause I do what I want, and I get what I want when I want it. You know life can be so ordinary. Boy meets girl, they said, "Oh, make a baby."
brandlive.co.za.
Welcome to the Queen's Fortress. You're in studio with Yamoria. This is Pick Me Up Radio. And in studio right now, we have our girl Takushi Kachimo.
One
Okay,
word.
so I did my research because I was trying to be smart. I wanted to know what this shit means. Yeah. And a Takushi, right, guys, is a table.
Ketafule, guys.
Or a taxi. In
It's
Japanese,
first.
right? And Kachimo is the... Okay, it's a surname. 12,433,563rd most common surname in the world, right? And it's most relevant in Russia. So basically, you're like a Japanese Russian doll. I don't know what's going
What's
on. Please
happening?
elaborate. Discuss what this name means.
Okay, so this is the first time I'm hearing everything that you've just said.
So where'd you
Do
get
your research, girl.
Where'd you get your research?
So my name is Larato, right? Yes. There's a little disconnection I have with the name, not because it's common, just there's just a
And it's
disconnect.
hella common, right?
It
Go
it
say
really
Lerato in
is.
Bram and watch everyone just...
Roll their eyes. There's a stereotype to a Larato, and I
We're
don't
not
like that.
judging
Mbali.
Palesa. So Takushi Kachimo is a rebirth of Larato. I actually found I actually went on the Wakanda name generator and I typed Larato out and Takushi Kachimo came out. So it's really just a rebirth of my name and how I want to be represented and known. So creatively, the term means the creator that copies.
In which language is this?
Wakanda language.
Yeah. So yeah, I gave it my own meaning.
Is there a personality that comes with this name?
You got an attitude?
Not necessarily. It's just a true embodiment of who I am.
Oh my gosh, that was poetry, y'all.
And I've seen your gear. Like, I've been looking at you on Instagram, stalking you and things. Your gear is very thrifty. Like, where do you thrift? Give me the plug to the thrift stores, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna disappoint you. I don't really have names, but I thrift a lot in Parktown and Newtown.
We're going together.
Yes,
We are going
definitely.
date.
I love checking out new thrift places. A recent one, it's called Apparel Cult. My bad. I actually got these pants from there. It's basically this girl. She kind of helps you out. So if you're looking for cargo pants, Doc Martens, anything, she's there and she just gives you contacts. She's like a plug.
All right, so we want to talk about your brand as Takushi, right? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, when there's conversation about Takushi, what do you want people to say?
I want, when people hear the name Takushi Kachimo, I want them to know that it's a brand that represents equality, love. My music is always, well, when I write, I always want my music to educate people, provoke thoughts. I don't want it to be meaningless. I just I think I'm struggling to answer the question, but as a whole, I just want people to know that Takushi Kachimo is somebody that's finding themselves, and I want people to follow the journey of me getting to know who I am.
Do you think a person can never like truly find themselves? I feel like we're always searching and you're always evolving, always going through things. So when you say you're finding yourself, what is the end goal with finding yourself?
Okay, I agree with you. I feel like everybody always searches, and nobody ever truly 100% knows who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we can get to a point where we know ourselves enough to back up the choices that we make and not be like, I don't know why I did that, or just what I don't want to. You don't want to be at a point in your life where you're like, what am I doing? So if I could get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm happy with this.
So if you can get rid of the confusion, you'll be comfortable.
Yes.
All right.
So Takushi, since you have a beautiful voice, we want you to pick one of these three and give it meaning, right? You can add your own spice to one of them. Find one, find a tune, find a rhythm, sing it, make it sound great.
So these are the same prose that we had for Soli.
Okay.
So this is prose to song, I guess, not to poetry. So she's basically going to sing one of the prose that we have written
And make it
down
sound
for her.
good.
And make it
Okay.
sound good. So just pick one, I'll read it out for them, and then you'll sing it. 1, 2, or 3, darling.
Sorry, I'm just
It's
reading.
okay. We'll give you time.
Okay, guys, if you want to find us on our social media, that is Pick Me Up Poetry on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Or you could find Yamoria on Instagram as Yamoria_, on Twitter as Mfumo_, and Fumani_N. So, Takushi, are you ready?
So I just sing the phrase?
Yeah. Just make it sound good, girl.
Okay, y'all just
Which
give
one
me a
did you
beat
pick?
and then I can just I pick the second
My
one.
beats
All
are
right.
whack.
So the second prose is, I twirl the feather between my fingers, hurting for the raven that will never know the sweetness of entirety.
Right.
Alrighty. There's no beat, girl. This is
A cappella.
Acapella.
We are acapella in
I
this
just want
bitch.
like a steady something.
I want
Yana.
to study nothing, your mama.
Okay. So improv is not my strongest point, but let's do this. I twirl the feather between my fingers, hurting for the raven that will never know the sweetness of entirety.
You guys are playing.
Can you do one more? Please pick one of the other two.
You can pick the shorter one. You can pick the
I'll
one.
pick the
We
third.
want- So
third
the
one.
third one is the same one that Soli did a poem to. That is, thirst is always more bearable when you are comforted by the knowledge of a running tap at home.
Okay.
Right.
Thirst is always more bearable when you are comforted by the knowledge of a running tap at home.
She made it sound important. Excuse me, but I believe you. You guys, Takushi has an album that she's working on. Even though she's hard to find, there's no Facebook, there's no Twitter. All we see is pictures.
Ghost.
All these pictures.
She's just like Soli. Like you can
She
scroll
is.
through Soli's Instagram, you can scroll
Nothing.
through his Twitter. There's
Nothing.
nothing about Soli.
Nothing.
He just retweets and
Limpopo-
likes
Limpopo
and
jokes.
reposts. No, Soli, that's not okay. I've been stalking you. I found nothing.
Takushi, tell us about your album, girl. When do we get it? When is it coming out? Can we have a date? When is the launch party? Everything.
So it's actually an EP.
Okay.
And I'm very, very excited for it because it's like the first project
We
ever
all
that
are.
I'm dropping. And I don't really have a release date, but April is the month that it will be out. And yeah, like
Does it have a theme?
yes, it does. It's going to be called the Bare Minimum.
Okay.
And it's basically about taking the little that you have and making the most out of it. I watched a TED Talk by Steve Lacy, and I always used to make excuses saying, no, but I don't have a place to record and things like that, until I realized that all of these things are so easily accessible.
If you're interested
If
in
you
finding
really
them.
just do your shit. So,
Do you
yeah.
want to tell us how many tracks are on it?
So 5 tracks are going to be on it.
What is an EP? Does an EP mean the number of tracks that are on
Yes.
it? Okay, so it's
So over 7 tracks makes it an album. Less than that is an EP.
Guys, she's schooling us.
Yes.
We did
Take
not
your
know
notes.
this. All right, and what's the sound of this EP? What genre would you like to call your music?
I wish I could place a genre on my music. I have a lot of hip hop influences, but I wouldn't say I'm a hip hop artist. It's not R&B either. You know, it's a mixture. Because I rap and I sing, and then I kind of fuse the two together. So I don't have a particular genre to pin my music on. You guys will just be the judge of it when you hear.
Oh, so we can decide? Are you sure
Definitely.
you want us to decide?
Are we credible?
I think so. Like, if I do have fans. You
You
guys,
have to, right?
us.
Like,
Come
I
on
mean,
now. We're like your-
and there's Webster here. That's a fan. Like,
Well-
please don't discard us, okay?
I wouldn't want to do. I'd want to do anything but discard you guys.
Thank you.
All right. So
Very,
you said
very
you wrote
important.
your first poem in grade 8. Was that grade 8? Am I correct? Your first song.
I wrote my first song actually when I was 10.
You're 10.
Okay.
What was it about?
Stars.
It was actually about how people are so different. The song was called Different.
At 10?
Why are you so deep
Like
at 10?
What are we doing at 10?
What's that? I always like join groups of friends, and then after I put everybody together, that kind of kicked me out. So then
Oh,
I'd
they
always
reject
just
you just-
I'd always just join different groups of people, and I don't know, like everyone was different, and it was just hard to conform and be a part of a group of people at that age. So yeah, that's where the song came from.
At this age, have you found a group of people to be a part
I
of?
have, which is so great because I was kind of a loser and a loner back then. But now
You're
I'm good.
comfortable in
Yeah.
yourself. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
People who were losers back in school are so cool now.
They too dope.
Dude, like the dress
Everything.
code, my G.
Son, do you remember the song? Can you like sing the chorus?
Oh, I do remember the song.
She remembers. Chorus, please.
Okay, I'll sing the chorus. It's
Please
very
start at the beach,
basic.
man.
Very
We were
basic.
10. We were not writing poems
No.
at 10, okay?
We were chilling outside with our friends.
Scribbling and coloring books.
Come on now.
So, you're
Okay,
advanced.
here it goes. Everyone is different, different, different. Everyone is different, different, different.
I can imagine a 10-year-old. She looks 10,
Did
so.
you perform the song when you were 10? Or did you just write
Only
it and,
to
like,
my
keep it
mom.
away? Why? Why you
You're
stingy?
I wasn't stingy.
You're
There was no
hella
one to
stingy.
perform it to.
You know what?
We're here. I'm sure we were somewhere back then too. You could have found us.
Takushi, where can people find you? Next performances, your social media handles.
Okay, so
No, first let's talk about why you're not on social media.
Yeah,
What
please.
is-
I'm not active on social media because I'm just not a fan of social media. It doesn't interest me or fascinate me, but because I want to be in this industry and be known, I guess it kind of comes with
It does.
yeah. So I definitely have to put more effort, but in terms of being interactive, it's not really the vibe.
Okay, let's start the effort today. Where can we
Yes.
find you?
On Instagram, I am only on Instagram as Takushi Kachimo.
Can you get on Twitter anytime soon?
100%.
What
I'll
will
start
your
that
name
account
be?
today.
What will
Please
your
do.
handle be?
It will
What's your
be
handle?
Takushi Kachimo.
Okay.
I'll be on Facebook. I'll be
And
on.
an underscore Pela. That's what
An
adds the
underscore?
vibe. Yeah, maybe Takushi underscore Kachimo.
No, but
That
it's
sounds
one
so much
word.
better.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's one
Okay, add the underscore
word.
at the end, man.
I'm not a fan of underscores.
No one's a fan of underscores.
Yeah.
I was just foul onto our name.
We were also
No.
forced to get onto social media. I
Oh,
also
because
don't like that stuff. But you know, for the
and
artists,
the
like,
pressure,
with the
you know,
fans.
like I really want to stick out, especially aesthetically. Like my look is very important to me. So even when I post on Instagram, like a lot of effort goes into
Just
the
one
pictures.
Guys, the
and-
effects. She be posing everywhere.
She be
There's like blue,
editing,
gray.
sun.
My G.
No, dangerous. Please get
Please.
on Twitter. It's
I will.
really important.
I
for your
will. I'll
brand.
do that.
So, guys, you can only get her on Instagram.
For
And
there
My
you go,
apologies.
Twitter. We're holding you
The
to
Twitter,
that.
it's starting today, guys.
That's Takushi Kachimo on Twitter. We're waiting. Are you not going to get on Facebook? You're not about it?
No, I fuck with Facebook. Am I allowed to? do
Yes.
that?
Okay.
Okay.
We are those people.
Okay, cool. No, I don't know. Facebook is a vibe. Everybody says that it's for old people and it's whack, but I enjoy it.
It is the memes.
Okay, we're gonna look for your page. Ke go Facebook. Sizoknika iviki.
Like
No,
I-
a week. We're giving her a week
Okay.
to meditate on it and then start the page.
like I vow to you guys, I will start.
We are holding
These
her to
accounts.
that.
Pinky promise.
We are holding her
Let
to
people
that.
see this. Are you watching, Sudi?
A pinky
Are you watching? She's
promise.
pinky
It's
promising this stuff.
KK, watch.
Come. Are you watching,
Okay.
Azande?
Pinky promise.
Webster, are you watching?
Swan.
Let me catch it on camera. Catch it on
We're giving her a week. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much, Takushi Kachimo.
Yes.
One word. And thank you so much, Soli, Mr. Sowetu Ramati, for being in studio. Guys, upcoming event. Soli has a show on is that the 2nd of May?
Just say the first Saturday.
The
we
first
don't know,
Saturday
man.
in May, it will be at the Joburg Theatre. $80 gets you in for free. Do make sure that you go there. In April, guys, we have a listening party at Takushi. We will find it on her Facebook page, her Twitter page. That's Takushi Kachimo.
Yes, guys. Thank you so much for being in studio with us.
Thank you for
We
having me.
appreciate it. All right. So for Soli's social media, that's Soli Mr. Sotri Ramatwi on Facebook. That's Sotri _SA on Twitter and Instagram. And to get us on our social media, that's Pick Me Up Poetry across all social platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. For our personal, on Facebook, our page is Yamoria. On Instagram, we go as Yamoria _. On Twitter, I am Mfumo _ and she is Fumani _N.
Guys, also remember that we're trying to be 80% local, so do send your music to pickmeuppoetry@gmail.com.
And
we have a
upcoming
live
event,
performance, guys.
we have to talk about Spilt Milk Tuesday.
Hey now!
Yes, so every Tuesday, pick me up. We are at Spilt Milk. It's an open mic, guys. It's a vibe. Artist,
100.
singer,
When are we going
poet.
back to Maboneng?
Yes, when are we going back to Maboneng?
It will be on a Thursday, right? On a Thursday, so look out for that on the Pick Me Up social media pages.
Yes, and guys, now we're gonna go into a performance.
Yes.
By our darling Larato.
No, she doesn't want to be called
Our
Lerato.
Japanese Russian doll.
Our taxi, table taxi thing.
It's Takushi Kachimo.
Does
guys.
it have
She'll
a
be closing
title?
us out.
The name of my song?
Yes.
Yes, it's called Above It All.
Above it all. Okay, we're excited. Grace us, girl. The stage is yours.
The stage is yours, darling.
Okay, so this is a 2-minute interlude about Takushi Kachimo's daily thoughts. I used to have a dream of me and achieving and everything I believe in and not giving up. Good feeling, this feeling is why I'm breathing. It gets me up from my back, allows me to stay intact. Make sure my dream proceeding and nothing here is misleading. My music I sing with meaning and nothing here is deceiving. These haters would say I'm thieving, claim that my art is cheating. They all still disbelieving that I'm actually succeeding. I'll leave y'all to keep on grieving. I know that your hearts are bleeding. I'm artist of the season and everybody is speaking and dreaming and seeking and teasing and treating me like I ain't shit. I look around and I'm that bitch. I used to have a wish that I could be kissed and put on a wanted list and be presented as a gift and not ignored and be dismissed because I'm needy and exist. No, my needs are left and pissed. I wish my daddy was a bliss and that he would never get pissed up. Giving mommy blue-eyed hits, have his daughter live in bliss because I'm sick and tired of being a fighter. And those runs I send with pain, a pain that I need to drain because it's giving me such strain, a pain that's tied up in them chains, and I can go through this again, asking me if I should abstain or just give in and not complain. At least he thinks that it's insane. I'll just continue and maintain the pleasure he feels in his lane. I ain't never gonna complain because I love him above it all. I love him. Say you burn down above it all. I would say my life is pretty hardy and dirty and lovely and nicely done. But I'm down above it all. I would say my life is pretty hardy and dirty and nicely done. Yeah. Down above it all.
Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za